Hi everyone guys, Coach Sharp here. Today I will start my videos with a detailed analysis of the Stage 2 Overwatch League finals between Vancouver Titans and San Francisco Shock. As we have known for a long time, Goats has changed and evolutions regarding his playstyle. With the match that I'm going to analyze today, we will see a very high level regarding the understanding, the study, and the evolution of this composition by the two teams. So let's go. We are on Lijiang Tower control center. On this point, besides the traditional goats, we can also find some variants of goats. One of these could be Snows, composed by Rainer, May, Zarya, Brigitte, Zenyatta, and Lucio. But in this case, both teams opt for the traditional
We haven't
goats.
even talked about that as we get things going. I mean, it's a tough road for the Titans, having to play New York yesterday, now San Francisco today. It's going to be a
Here we can immediately see the positional difference from the two teams. The Titans immediately take the position in white, like this part, and a call out commonly given for that specific map area. Instead, San Francisco Shock opt for a classic movement on point. Could expect a main Titans composition to break the classic patterns Titans have always used on this map. So let's analyze what's happened in this first fight.
marathon for them. San Francisco rushing to the point first here. They're going to try to zone.
Here, the two teams make a trade of the defensive and self bubble to charge the Zarya energy.
The Titans out a little bit as the point unlocks in about 12 seconds here. Yeah, you can see right now, Super trying to.
Okay, here. Um, in literally 10 seconds, we can see a lot of things in this team fight. First of all, we start by analyzing why the fight is lost by San Francisco Shock in this case. The first one, I want to go back a bit.
Pushing to the point first here. They're going to try to zone the Titans out a little bit as the point.
Okay, here. The first one we see Rascal moves forward to put pressure on Bumper, but Super retreat because he's low in this case. Rascal is here and Sinata is in front to charge his energy with a bubble. But in this case, Rascal is the primary target now. Another thing is very important to note here is Shoyobin. Shoyobin is half and decides to move on top to the positioning himself for the protection. Okay, but the problem is doing this he can't cover correctly the people now because probably he have already used the matrix to protect himself. So now he not have the matrix and can't cover the people on point.
Unlocks in about 12 seconds here.
Okay, here Rascal use his E to heal Super. For heal Super here was half and now it's full. But during this movement and turn his body on Super for the healing, the animation by Brigitte when he starts to use he he dropped down the shield, and the animation mm, takes like 0.5, 0.7 seconds. So in this time, uh, Titans can discard him and put the damage on Rascal. Okay?
Yeah, you can see right.
And Rascal now is dead because probably his shield was low because he take the span when he was in front. But uh, what is the mistakes affect everything? I go
Now,
back
Super
again.
Francisco rushing to the point first here. They're going to try to zone the Titans out a little bit.
He's here. Shoyobin is his positional mistake. Going close immediately with the supers in front of the Titan, and he take a lot of damage. So he had to shift on top while the super going back. And in this time, Shoyobin going top, no matrix, so super uh, use his he to make fire strike, and instantly going low because he haven't protection by the matrix uh, by the matrix. So Super and Rascal now take all the spam from the Titans. In this case, at the beginning, the most correct position for Choyobin was to set back towards the right panels behind to the right, like this part of the map,
As the point unlocks.
like here, for example, here or here, because if he going close here in the corner with super, the Titans can spam always on him. Is here because Twilight. Check the position of Twilight. He is in the left side, so can shoot the people. And Twilight have the cover by the shield and Suminso in general because Suminso go in front to protect Twilight. And that's it. This is the mistake, the big mistake in this first fight. And so the San Francisco Shock lost the point now.
About 12 seconds here. Yeah, you can see right now, Super trying to. Whoa, Rascal.
And in this case, as the kill on Brigitte is taken, the Titans push, but in particular way. Bumper moves to the left together with Slime. Bumper is here. Slime were riding from here. So he can boop the San Francisco Shock towards the rest of his team. So preventing them from escaping. And the rest of the team, the Titans, push on the opponent side. But check this particular uh, movement and position. Axel now is in front because Bumper now is discarded. Sorry, Super is discarded. And if they push like this, double sides, Super can't protect both sides with the shield. So if the Super turn to the right, Axel stun him probably. And if uh, turn to the left, probably slime, boop him inside the Titans. So check the position about Twilight. Twilight, his playstyle is very aggro, very aggro. In this case, Axel is in front to push super and protect the people behind because Suminso used the bubble and in this line the bubble can cover, can protect the rest of the team, Twilight, Xiuminsu, and Janu. Okay? It's so important this.
Rascal actually is going to get picked off by Summon too, so a quick teamfight win here for the Vancouver Titans. The rest of the Shock did not get back behind cover. Now you're going to see the first control taken here by the Titans, and that percentage starting to accrue. Right, and as they build.
Okay, check the ultimate about the two teams. For the Shock, nothing coming. For the Titans, nothing coming too, but Twilight, for example, is at 56 percentage. Violet it's 40 percentage, but probably he charged the ulti so fast.
Their control percent. You got to think back to yesterday and Titans match again against New York. And one of the criticisms with them, you and I were talking about this earlier, was that Somin Su was a little bit out of sorts in that match. This time, coming in, getting a couple kills early.
Okay, in this case, the Titans decide to hold directly on point around the white. But why they decide this? Because having the position on the point, as we see, the Titans are able to force precise directions and position to the San Francisco Shock, and the Titans are positioned in the best possible position to have totally control of the point. Now, also, uh, in this position, the Titans can take care by this part of the map for the flankers, like enemy Zarya or or enemy Zen 2 with a Zarya to get transition here from here. Okay, when the people push on point.
Did a good job of separating some of the members of San Francisco and capitalizing on that this time. Yeah, they put the pressure on and they split them on the retreat. Yeah, this time you can see Sinatra on that offense.
We can immediately see the pressure on Super and Chobin when they make transition on point. See how the Titans positioning themselves. I would have expect a different action from Xiuminso. Am I talking about this?
Angle. You'll see him on this.
Okay. Xiuminso has now used both bubbles, and now the CDs are both 8 seconds. Here we can see Bumper, Slime to put pressure on Super. Muth and Choyobin are here too. Muth stay here to protect Super and try to boop the people away from Super to protect him. But in this case, you see the split about the people, the shock. Because they know Xiuminso is here. Xiuminso is here, so he can put really good pressure on super and damage. But seeing the shocks that are literally crushing the left side of the map, with super half going very low, but hard to reach for him since the team fight is taking place behind the panels, the thing Xiaominso could have done is turn from behind on the mini and push pressure on Violet, because the whole focus of the shocks now was on keeping Super alive, forcing the split between frontline and backline of the shock. Doing this, I wanna go back a bit.
Separating some of the members of San Francisco and capitalizing on that this time.
Yeah, they put the pressure on and they split them on the retreat.
Yeah, here
this
we go.
time you can see Sinatra on that offense angle.
Doing this from Suminso, the Shocks think to keep two players alive with two different focus line. And I think, in my opinion, the Titans have underestimated the charge of Violet Ultimate, because now Violet has the chance to save the whole of team.
You'll see him
86 percentage. And when Violet was dead, it his was at 40 percentage, so it's insane. And repeat, if Suminso going like this and put pressure on the back line, Violet need to retreat, and the rest of the team too, Rascal 2, Sinatra 2, and turn the focus on Suminso. So Suminso can go back instantly when the shocks turn the focus on him. And the rest of the Titans can shoot Bumper and kill Chuyobin and win the fight, in my opinion.
on this Zarya constantly trying to get behind the tank.
As we're getting a bit low, there's the Graviton Surge coming out. Solman's
Okay, here Violet used the trance to counter the grab. Sinatra is full energy, but check the position again. Suminso take control of this part of the map. Okay, Bumper 2, and check Axel and Twilight always together to flank. They flank always, because Twilight is very aggressive, what I said before, and Axel can cover and get him the good line of sight always to shoot the people. So Suminso can shoot from one side and Twilight from other different sides.
using his ultimate here.
How you can see, Sinatra is very high energy, and Bumper when try to swing in the grab, Sinatra was 73 percentage and now is 83 percentage, and Bumper is very low. Bumper was to waiting, had to waiting when Xiaominso had the bubble to put on him, because in this case Bumper go in without the self bubble and he take damage charging the Sinatra Graviton, and he go half. So not worth. And Slime, check now. He wanna try after the trance is finished and the grab too, to bump the people inside the point, because Violet now is in front and they wanna try to boop him and the rest of the team inside the point and in front of Bumper and Axel and Sabinso too.
Luckily, Violet had
Bumper now is very low. Axel used rally to keep alive Bumper.
His transcendence is on keeping people healed. Now Bumper low.
Okay, now Axel used easy on Bumper to keep alive. And see now how the San Francisco Shock push. Super, Muth, Sinatra, and Choyobin push from the left side to try to flank the people. And Rascal and Violet stay together too to put pressure from the different sides.
Health has to back away. Choyobin has to back off himself too.
Okay, here I want to go back a bit.
Solmansu using his ultimate here. Luckily, Violet has his transcendence as well, keeping people healed. Now Bumper low health.
Okay, you see, Xiaominsu stay from an opposite side, so he can farm Choyobin. Because Choyobin start to farm like this, but Xiaominsu is an opponent side. So he have a really, really good line of sight to put the damage, right click on the people.
Has to back away.
Haxel is here and moved to Axel was here and moved through to the pillar for the bash on super and did it
Choyobin
and get discarded because Twilight is always in front. Check the aggro position. Janu stay always far back because he sees Sinatra energy. It's very high energy, so check the distance from the left click by Zarya. So Jano stay safe in this part, and the Matrix can take this.
has to back off himself too. Actually, super now.
And now Bumper and rotate like this with Xiaominso to get very good shatter on the back line.
The one in trouble there. There's a big hammer.
Sinatra use his Graviton to zone Twilight and Axel. Super can't push now because he's discorded. Rascal use his rally to keep alive the people, and Sinatra now.
From Bumper.
Sinatra now immediately bubble Choyobin. He was D-Mech, saving it. What I said before, use the grab to zone Brig and Zen.
Knocking down so many members of Shock, but Bumper low health has to
Check
back away.
here.
Choyobin has to back off himself too. Actually, super now the one in trouble. There's a big.
Okay, here Slime use his boop to boop away Super because he could expect Super and Rascal push together on Axel because he's alone in this case. But doing this,
From Bumper knocking down so.
he not have the already the boop to booping away now Super. Slime use he started his boop, so it was a mistake. He can take more time, stay more chill to waiting Super going in front of Axel, and later he can boop.
To save the Koyobin has to back off himself too. Actually, Super now the one in trouble. There's a big hammer from Bumper, knocking down so many members of Shock, but the sound barrier comes.
Axel is dead. Now the Shock are in superiority, and having the beat up to keep Chobing alive and push the Titans and giving continuity the fight. It's important to see how the Shock
In to save them. Meanwhile, Twilight
push in particular way. Super is on the left side. The rest of the team is in the right side. The same as did the Titans. Because doing this, Bumper can check both sides. In front have Super. He have the Shadow. Left side there are Sinatra, Brigitte, Violet. I can spam with the different sides. Okay, check this. Now Bumper gets stunned by Brigitte and Shatter. In this case, Slime try to keep alive and save Bumper, but it's hard. It's really hard, and Bumper there.
Cutting through the healing of the Titans, and it looks like they should be able to flip this point over.
Yeah, Sinatra found a great graviton surge. Another grab for Somensu coming in. Can he get value? Does end up taking.
Okay, the Titans having control of the point. They try with grab plus Diva Bomb to find a kill and give Bumper and Axel time to get back on point.
Super, so the point is not flipped.
But here, Slime could have waited 2 seconds and then it could have come back. So that 2 seconds would have made the difference, because check the circle and the percentage above the point. Shocks takes only this part. Super and Axel were here. So if it's lying, waiting 2 more seconds for entering the point.
Yet.
Yeah, but it looks like
Probably Titans can recontest the point, but now Slime is dead and
San
they can't
Francisco, I don't
recontest.
know. Are they gonna? They get to. Okay.
And then
So the Titans electing
they
to just play it safe and
need
wait
to
for some of
retreat
the members to
back.
come back, fight it as a full unit.
Yeah, they were going to have to enter that 4 versus 5, so I definitely agree. No ultimates available for the Titans, and they did buy some time with that Graviton Surge, so not a complete waste. That Zarya ultimate pulling everyone together on the Shock side, but Shock still flipping the point. Now it's going to be...
The Titans decide to take a game wide, but the Shocks do not put any pressure on the Titans. Check the ultimate about both teams. San Francisco Shock have Diva Bomb and Transcendence. Titans, nothing coming. Always the trance is coming. And Graviton about Sinatra too. Say this. The San Francisco Shock having the advantage of Light Transcendence and Diva Bomb. The thing I want to point out is how the position of the Titans are perfectly repeated. Bumper is in the middle, moved to the left a bit. Xiaominso to the right of his bubble body to cover Twilight. Because Bumper can't cover all the sides of the white. Can't. So Xiaominso stay in front of Twilight so he can protect him. This was also done in the first fight. Um, in this case, Xiaominso farm the energy and give the possibility to Twilight to discard and damage the pitfall. But very important, Twilight can see the position of the enemies. Okay, as charged the energy, so Twilight move right to have cover again.
A retake opportunity here for the
See?
Titans. They are poking. They're
That's
trying
the
to.
plan. Oh, Super! Man, Super just got a little bit too far ahead. It was an easy pickup for.
Okay, Super was completely melted, and he's standing in a open position without taking advantage of any corners and without playing on the opposite side with respect to the enemy Zen. For example, Twilight was into the right side, so Super can stay to the right side too, because Twilight can discard him and put any pressure, and the rest of the shocks can turn in the opponent sides respect Titans. Um, Probably the aggro position of Super was to force Titans on point and diva bombing on them as the Titans have used their bubble. Um, the Titans know that they are at disadvantage compared to the ultimate shock and decided to slow the fight and force the shock a mistake. In fact, Violet delays the trance on Super and he dies immediately. But Bumper now goes in aggro but stunned by Rascal and focuses uh, on the rest of the shock. Axel failed to use his E to keep him alive because the focus was on Sinatra Discorded. I think here Axel tunnel vision mistake. And another thing to keep alive Bumper, Slime not had the heal boost because he already used for engage on
The
Super.
Titans, Bumper low as well. Both Reinhardt's down for each team now. Violet drops it. That's a lot of healing gone for Shock. It's going to be Vancouver with the advantage for the rest of.
Here, another mistake by the support. Twilight delays the trance of 2 seconds and Slime dies. This will be fatal because the death of Slime will prevent the charge of his beat, so he remains behind Moth on the ultimate cycle.
This fight, they're going to use the Graviton Surge anyway, but Twilight there with the Transcendence. He's got the healing. Doesn't stop them from losing Slime, though. But Sand.
You see how micro mistakes become huge for the resolution of the team fight. Here, excellent game reading by Choyobi that expecting the grab and lost the mech has decided to ult it, to zone in the Titan so they can't do damage in the grab.
Francisco still on the ropes. Luckily, that self-destruct kept them safe during the grab, but I don't know, man. Titans still looking okay, but the tanks have come back. Now with the sound barrier Shock.
Okay, here Muth use the beat to give continuity on the fight and try to win the team fight. In addition, charging the teammates ultimates in this case. And Muth goes around the Titans now to look for a shining boop on Bumper, but the shocks not take the kill on him.
Pushing forward.
Muth the boop on Bumper. The rest of the team is split. The Titan is split.
Again, it's a long, protracted fight here. Choyabin.
Because they don't have beat Titans, so they need to retreat, but Bumper now is split. I don't know
Leaves for his life.
how Bumper stay alive here.
Can the Titans take with it? Bumper, sub 100 health. Oh, he was.
Okay, here. Xiaominso use the bubble on Axel because he is in front. From this shot, it's impossible to understand if it was necessary or not, and also use his personal. Uh, the Titans had to expect now the shatter by Super.
Down to 9 health for a second.
Bumper now stay back because it's half.
There. And that's sub 10 health.
Haxala use Easy on him.
That's a huge elimination that wasn't picked.
Okay, here. Haxel, he's too much in front of Bumper because, what I said before, he is back because it was low. Haxel probably wanna stay in front, try to cancel the shatter by Super. But Super sees here Haxel coming, and if you see, he jumps back to get away from him to have a safe shatter on him. I think excellent game reading by Super. Very smart play.
Up there by the shock.
Another shatter comes in. That's 100 health. Oh, he was down to 9 health for a second there.
And that's
sub 10 health.
That's a huge elimination that wasn't.
So if you see Super jumps back to keep the distance, and in this case, it was risky to stay in front because Xiaominso not had the defensive bubble to put on Axel. So I think it's too much aggressive this play.
Up there by the shock.
Another shatter comes in. That's going to cost Hawksall's life. These teams trading blows.
Okay, Bumper tried to go aggro to find the opening for a shatter, but Xiaominso is very low. Xiaominso is very low, and Bumper can't stay on point now because Xiaominso can't use the bubble on him because probably it's backward without having Bumper in really good line of sight to use his bubble.
During the middle of all of this, San Francisco is still gaining.
Slime tries to use the beat to save Bumper, but coming late. The most important thing was to slow the fight because Slime was close the beat, so as to give Slime time to charge in the beat and Axel to coming back.
They're still getting. Another shatter comes in. That's going to cost Hawksall's life.
Can check. 97 percentage.
These teams trading blows during the middle of all of this. San Francisco is still gaining percentage. They're still getting towards that 100% they need to win the round, and they're finally going to push the Titans away.
Yeah, that and also a late sound barrier. So Slime using that Lucio ultimate.
70 percentage for shock. Push the Titans rightly, using a very aggressive grab. while Bumper is dead. Titans had no cover from the shield.
Sinatra playing aggressively, trying to get that elimination.
Axel
They
died
do.
instantly.
Aggressive grab, man.
That's a great.
And here Violet used ultimate because would you taken shatter from Bumper, I think.
Play.
Yeah.
And also a late sound barrier, so Slime using that Lucio ultimate. Sinatra playing aggressively, trying to get that elimination. They do.
It's aggressive grab, man.
That's a
Yes, check the position. It was here, the position.
great
Crazy
play.
one. Yeah. Deciding to just keep the Vancouver Titans locked up at the door. Almost 90% for the shock already, so why not?
Rascal
Right?
used a relay to keep alive the people on the grab.
Now Bumper down yet again.
Bumper died
Titans have just
instantly.
had a hard time
He
keeping
tried to
that
pin.
Reinhardt alive, and they might have to give up this point. Going to be 95%. So
But
close for the shock to take this first round.
Yeah, there was going to be a
Titans
Lucio back
can't
right here. Can he
retake
get to
the point.
time? No, he gets booped off. He gets booped.
There were mistakes from both teams regarding positioning ultimate used. The Titans played they too much aggression in some cases. San Francisco Shock instead are playing more safe and wasting mistake from Titans. So now go next side, check what happens in night market.
It was narrow yesterday.
Sure
and,
was.
Also yesterday, we did see the Titans drop the first point to the NYXL before coming back and winning control 2-1 here on Lijiang. So
Fair enough.
they have.
Here, we can immediately see how the two teams set their strategy for the first fight. Bumper, after the initial pin, moves to the garden to have 1. Positional advantage, and 2. Try to not be discorded because being the garden with the shield up, it will be impossible for Violet to discord him. So Violet is in this position. Okay, so if Super is close to the wall, stay in the garden like here or here. For Violet, it's really hard or impossible to discard him. Uh, Super stay in the middle at the start and is immediately discarded. The San Francisco Shock remain outside because uh, they weren't expect this movement from Bumper, considering that the Titans against the New York Excelsior uh, have played differently, like remain outside the garden. Bumper doing this movement, getting immediately super discorded. The Titans want to force the defensive bubble first on Super, so Hans Super entering in the garden now. Uh, entering the, he will not have the defensive bubble from Zarya, so Bumper will have advantage to swing and charging his ultimate. But Sinatra, oh, the other hand, is very smart and does not immediately use the bubble because there is no problem at the moment. Super is full and the shield too. Sinatra only used the bubble when Super enters in the garden for the swing trade. Now he used the bubble.
Obviously have that experience
Now,
to mentally bounce.
okay. But why don't San Francisco Shock make the transition in the garden? Because when the two Brigade tread their shift now, Haxel and Rascal goes half, Rascal goes half, and then the Titans can make the transition to the point. Just check the
Back here.
That's right.
still Rascal guys. Rascal is half now.
Team's positioning here as the point gets ready to unlock. Just kind of trade.
Wanna show a particular thing. Here's something difficult to see happen. I go back a bit.
Fair enough. They obviously have that experience to mentally bounce back here.
That's right. Team's positioning here as the point gets ready to unlock. Just
Here on Lijiang, so
No, not now.
they obviously have that experience to mentally bounce back here.
That's right. Team's positioning here as the
Here. Here something difficult to see happen. Really, guys. Mm. Twilight, at this moment, must make the transition into the garden. Axel makes a particular movement to protect him, turns the shield towards Twilight with his back to the San Francisco Shock. Axel, Twilight. Doing so, Axel can follow step by step Twilight during the transition, but an important thing, Axel also takes a probable discord on him, so Twilight does not take damage or discorded because the focus is on Brig. But in meanwhile, Axel and Twilight uh, move into the garden. So Minso comes out the door to cover with his bubble to Axel. And protect them during the transition.
point gets ready to unlock. Just kind of
Very, very smart play.
trading a little bit of damage, building those ultimates up as best they can. Sam
Um, it's very important on night market to take control of the garden and then carry out the transition on point because taking control of the point force the opponent to use the most important CDs first to get the point. Here you see Muth use speed boost to find for engage or get the point first at the same time, but the Titans are already on point now. And they have the important CDs like heal boost.
Francisco rushing in with that Lucio speed boost.
Here we can't see what I said before. The San Francisco Shock tries to get the point, but they don't have speed boost or heal boost. Now, instead the Titans manage to give continuity to the fight because they have heal boost to give more sustain. Shocks need to go back and get the CDs ready for the re-engagement.
On the Titans right now, Moth has to back off to keep himself safe, and Shock on the outside looking in right now. Are they going to push forward here?
Yeah, Shock playing behind cover. They're going to try and push in.
All right, point unlocks now. Janu poking in a little bit.
The point now has opened, and San Francisco Shock must start to contest. Here there are many things to analyze. First of all, Janu abuses his shift to try to keep out San Francisco Shock, making this movement for Suminso to use his defensive bubble on him. Shock game.
Outside looking in right now. Are they going to push forward here?
Yeah, Shock playing behind cover. They're going to try and push in.
All right.
Bubble on Janu. Haxal stay the left side to check the people and stop it. And what I said before, making this movement by Janu forced Minso to use his defensive bubble on him because he is half. Janu uh, what he wanted to do is also shift shift the shift the focus on him, so Bumper would not take damage on his shield for a few seconds and give the Titans the chance to put more pressure on the Super Shield and getting discordant Super, because probably the San Francisco Shock turned the focus on Janu, so Super uh, get uh, gets swing, starts to swingy, and turning his focus on Janu. Um, but in this case, it was half Janu. In my opinion, it was too risky. And what I said before, he forced the defensive bubble of Zarya. So now Seminso doesn't have the bubble for Bumper.
Point unlocks now. Janu poking in a little bit on that Diva, has to back off. He's really
Janu is now really low, really, really low. Seminso 2. Super Cat. What I say, Janum is really low, so he can't stay on point. Super cannot move forward at the moment. Okay, Haxa and the bumper uh, put pressure on Super. Importantly, to check, Violet have, already has that ascendance. Haxa is now out of position, guys. He's totally out of position. But I want to show one thing. Back.
low out. Are they going to push forward here?
Yeah, Shock playing behind cover. They're going to try and push in.
All right. Point unlocks now.
Okay, here Slime tried to boop Super inside the point and split him them off.
Janu poking in a little bit on that Diva, has to back off. He's
Okay. Um, Haxal now is out of position. Super not push because he's discorded. But here, when Bumper was booped behind, okay, from Muth, Violet had to use trance aggressive on Axel because he's out of position, because Janu and Semincer are really low, really, really low. Twilight have not yet the ascendance. So check Axel, check Semincer, check Janu. They can't they can't push on point, the Titans. They can't stay on point. And um, Chuyobi now looks for Axel Boop to send him to his team, but he failed. Here Sinatra used the bubble Chuyobi so can protect him from Simeon's on farm and spam now.
really low out. Hawks on low. They're going to push forward here.
Yeah, Shock playing behind cover. They're going to try and push in.
All right. Point unlocks now. Janu poking in a little bit on that.
Okay, Janu, Seminso, he go low because he was focused by Sinatra and Rascal. Now Sinatra used the
Diva has
bubble,
to back off. He's
Chiyobi, you see, to to stop the damage by Seminso Chiyobin. Okay. Okay, let's go.
Hawks on a lot of trouble. Ooh, that's a fast transcendence coming out from Violet.
Okay, the trans start slightly late. they immediately had to go to Haxa because the Titans are completely split. As we can see, San Francisco Shocks have split a bit the focus. Sinatra on Siominso and also Rascal for try to get kill on him. But Haxal saved itself because he had the Bash as an escape. But here, it was a really big mistake uh, about San Francisco Shock. It was a very simple kill on Axel, and later the San Francisco Shock can turn the focus on, for example, Bumper or Xiaominso because it was low and not had yet the Transcendence by Twilight. But now Haxal and Twilight have Rely and Transcendence.
Twilight has his as well. He's going to use it right away. These long, protracted fights between both teams. It's a knife's edge, man.
Okay, here, Haxal and Twilight use Transcendence and Rely. Haxa is low and he forced to use it. Twilight is in open space position and he forced to use the trance. I want to show again.
Transcendence coming out from Violet.
Check Twilight position.
Twilight has his as well. He's going to use it right away. These long, protracted fights between both teams. It's a knife's edge, man. As soon as
Here, Bumper is positioned on the opposite side from Super. Super is here. Bumper is here. Okay. To look for the shadow on the San Francisco Shock backline, but very, very beautiful and smart play by Rascal. He blocked the bumper shadow, insane. So, but you see the game sense about bumper to move in the opposite side, so he have this way to shatter the people because Haxa go to shatter Super because if Super see Bumper to repositioning himself for the opposite side, probably Super wanna turn the shield, move himself for the opposite side to have Bumper in front line. But doing this, Rascal wanna try to bash him, so to prevent and stop him this movement. Mm.
one team makes a tiny mistake. Oh, that's a stun. That's right. Bumper cut short in the middle of his ultimate animation. Didn't actually get the stun off. And now the Graviton Surge still.
Okay, both Relay and Transcendence are ended. Slime is close to beat, and they have it now. Sinatra used the grab on Bumper because he is split by the rest of the team, but in the meantime, Siominso grabs San Francisco Shock, uses the grab, okay. Bumper, it was lucky at this moment because Muth faced the boop on him. Haxal now, he used Easy to keep up Bumper.
Delivers. Bumper nearly goes down, but now the reverse grab comes in, and Bumper charges through for the kill onto Rascal, and final.
Slime uses the beat to try to keep Bumper and Janu alive. And they win the fight now.
One team takes the lead, and it is the Titans here on Night Market.
You can see how evenly matched these teams are. Normally, fights do not go this long. Somebody dies, but both of these teams play very well when they lose a member from behind, and that's what we saw with the Shock in that last point, was that even if Super dies first, Sinatra is still there to provide most of the team's damage on.
We see what the ultimate both teams have. San Francisco Shock have 5 ulti coming. Okay? Violet, Move, Beat, Transcendence, Diva Bomb, Shatter, and Sinatra is 65%, and he have no energy, so okay, it's 50-50 this. So they have 4-5 ultimate, the San Francisco Shock. Titans instead only 2. Relay and Diva Bomb coming.
And they will keep
But
fighting in a
see what happened in this fight.
disadvantageous situation, and they can win. Same thing with the Titans.
Oh yeah, this has been a great.
Titans decide to hold close at the choke. Put immediate pressure on San Francisco Shock. They wanna force important cities like Bubble, Brigade E, etc. Or for example, Diva Shift. Okay, or force immediately ultimate, like the defensive ultimate. But San Francisco Shock, they don't wanna use instantly defensive ultimate because they wanna waiting the relay about Axel. So, and this is the best window for put really good discord and damage on the people that are late to drop now. So super is here, and the people are on top, still on top. So they are a little bit late here, and this is the best window when you can put really good damage, really good discord on the people during the transition always. Check what happened now.
Match so far already, man. It's like both teams.
You see? Rascal use E on super. And first CDs gone.
Juggling like a dozen chainsaws.
Okay. Here, Bumper goes into swing. So Minso used his defensive bubble on him. And here comes the biggest mistake. Bumper
Cities you drop one, it's all.
push too much. Push too much. And he is not see Zarya, Diva, and Zen have remained a bit split off here. Axel used Relay to engage. Muth used the beat to save the people outside here. Okay? And so check the life about Sinatra. You don't take the beat. So it's a really big mistake about Bumper, about the aggressiveness.
All over. Titans trying to go back in again. They've got the sound barrier.
Bumper now boop inside from Choyobin and cannot be saved. In this case, the correct action to be taken by Titan is this. So I wanna go back so I can explain correctly.
And same thing with the Titans.
Oh yeah, this has been a great match so far already, man. It's like both teams juggling like a dozen chainsaws.
Okay, here. Bumper had to push, but keep the left side of the choke. So has to have a personal cover with a wall in case of needed. Stay here, okay? Here, in this part, okay? He can swing in this part, but if bumper bumpers is here, can swing, okay, turn back, swing, and can engage the people like Sinatra, okay, Violet, Diva, uh, who was late. And another thing, and it is very important, if bumper hold the left side, Haxal and Twilight could rotate to the right. So Twilight had both the Lions cover and Axel cover to discard and put damage and charge the ultimate. Okay, so because they Titans need one defensive ultimate to keep alive the team. So so again, Bumper is here. Okay, he's here. Can swing, have cover. Okay.
As soon as you drop one, it's all over. Titans trying to go back in again. They've got the sound barrier for the
What
extra
I'm
shield.
talking about for the other position of Twilight and Axel. Um, Here, for example, Twilight go here, okay, and the Axel stay here. So Twilight have the protection and cover by the Lions and Axel. So he can show, put the discord, put the damage. So they can't prevent San Francisco Shock this, and it's a bit hard because Sinatra was low. Muth used a bit to save to keep alive, so they can stay here. Okay, uh, Titans can stay here, waiting the charge about the ultimate by Twilight, and if the, the San Francisco Shock decide to push, okay, San Francisco Shock decide to push the Titans. Probably Twilight have the transcendence, and when Sinatra used the grab, probably Titans have the trance, and that's it. Okay, go.
In a little bit too aggressive, and it really looks like the Shock are going to be able to flip this one over.
Now, Janu also used his shift to go inside and trying to protect Bumper before or save him, but once Bumper is dead, the fight is lost.
To their favor.
Titans playing right into the Shock's.
The Titans push and not use any ultimate, only the beast.
And they have two support ultimates up, and Shock are willing to invest that sound barrier for the win. Bumper diving in there was exactly what the Shock wanted. Titans didn't have very many tools, so it looks like they were trying to get a pick off.
So let's see what the ultimate both team have. San Francisco Shock have 5 ultimate and Titans 4. Titans have Graviton, Shatter, Transcendence, and Diva Bomb. Also, Shock have Rally, Graviton, Shatter, Diva Bomb, Transcendence.
And and see if they can hold on to the point, because otherwise, if they fought that straight up, they...
I want to show one thing. Because the Titans decide to not go on top and decide to engage from both, Titans know San Francisco Shock have Shatter, Grav, Diva Bomb, Trance, and Rally. One, they want to force the Shatter to Super. How you can see now.
Probably would have lost, so a bit of a Hail Mary there from Bumper. Now they're going to come back in. Look at the blue check marks in the top. Those are the ultimates that are...
The Bumper shield cover all the space, so it's more difficult for Super to use his Shatter. But if Titans come out from top, for example, for San Francisco Shock, it's more simple to get good shatter, because when Titans dropping down, for example, to repositioning at the choke, during this transition is the best window for try to make a really good shatter by Super. So the Titans decide to move like this on bottom part of the map. In fact, you look when Bumper come out of the choke, Sominso uses the bubble on him to prevent the shatter, instantly shatter from Super. And you see Bumper not start to swing because they expect Super wanna use the shatter. Don't know if you...
Available. Otherwise, if they fought that straight up, they probably would have lost. So a bit of a Hail Mary there from Bumper. Now they're going to come back in. Look at the blue check marks.
You see? The Sominso used the bubble instant.
The top, those are the ultimates that are available. They accrue based on damage and healing by each player.
One of them just used right now, Graviton.
Okay, here. Sominso charge his grab. He uses to force the San Francisco Shock trance. But Chiobin expects this and rolls a perfect Diva Bomb, forcing Bumper and Janu to go back and split to the rest of the team. But the most important thing to see here is the positioning error of Twilight. He have a very aggressive position, but he don't know where to move to protect himself from Diva Bomb. Probably did not expect this, and he forced to use his trance, and he's forced to use his trance to stay alive now.
Surge for the Vancouver Titans. Oh, reverse shatter comes in.
Another splendid play and smart by Super. Bumper and Jano are on the ground, and Sinatra can use the grab without any risk. Because if Jano was on, for Sinatra was more difficult to use the grab instant. And now Bumper and Janu cannot protect the teammates in the grab, and Twilight, the Transcendence by Twilight, it's close to hand. And Axel now is completely
knocks down a few members of the Titans.
Melted, okay? It's completely melted by Sinatra full energy together with Rascal.
They managed to stay alive for now. John who's sending in.
And here mistake by Janu, who used his ultimate in a desperate way to try to zone in his opponent. Okay, and Bumper tried to use the Shatter, but Super, it's really good game sense. Sinatra, in the meantime, kill three people because the Trascendas is end, so he have full energy and can melt it, everyone. Even if Shatter by Bumper going in, for example, it was not worth because three member of the Titans was dead, were dead.
Self-destruct, but it's Sinatra laying on the damage. 3K with that Zarya, and San Francisco holds strong. And they are up to 32% and growing.
I mean, Vancouver Titans' ult economy is busted right now. You look at those low percentages, it's very difficult to retake if you don't have ultimates to push forward, whether it's a support ultimate to provide healing or cut extra HP for protection. Shock still low on the ults as well.
Here we go again.
But they have the cover advantage.
Okay, we see the ultimate. Both teams have both teams have no ulting coming. So shocked hold close, but fall back to slow the fight on point, buy time to charge the ultimates. The Titans are going now to take control of the point, on top of the point. So here and dropping down now. No from bottom again.
Because they're playing on the defense.
Titans got to make something happen here. I mean, they probably might just push here, get a little bit of ultimate charge, trying to build up for a larger fight.
Check Violet ultimate, insane. 73. It's close again.
Later, see how aggressive they want to be. The answer is usually very with the Titans. They've got super a little bit.
Okay, here. Violet is close to the ultimate, and San Francisco Shock rightly decides to retreat as much as possible to get the Transcendence and engage aggressively now. So it's 89%, slow the fight, retreat, and engage later when the trance is up.
I don't know, that was a risky moment there for the Shock. They have to give up some ground, but now with
Check
the
this.
Transcendence, they can push back.
Okay. A fundamental thing that should always be done by the Zenyatas in general is always to discard the target before using the Transcendence. For example, in this case was worth to discard Reinhardt, for example, okay, or maybe Brigitte. So as to take a full advantage of the engage with the aggro trance. The Titans now use rally for return mech and buy time because the San Francisco Shock trance is up, is still up.
With all that AoE healing coming out of the Zenyatta, still though.
Okay. Excellent repositioning by Bumper. You see. Hello, Bumper move to the left side here to get really good line of sight to have a really good shatter. He move in front of Super and into and hitter himself to shatter the people on the right. Rascal is down and is the primary focus instantly.
Nice shatter under Rascal. Can they finish him off? Sound Barrier comes in from the shock anyway. Rascal down.
Okay. Here,
Push back in
important
with
thing.
all that AoE
Check.
healing coming out of the Zenyatta. Still though.
Check slime. Check the life about bumper.
Nice shatter under Rascal. Can they finish him off? Sound Barrier comes in.
Okay. Here, Twilight uses his trance to save bumper because it's very low. The bit is not used because Slime was out of the point. Probably he tried to boop the Xenon point in the middle. Probably.
From the shock anyway. Rascal down regardless. They couldn't keep him alive.
Okay, and now Sulfur uses Shatter, taking 3 people down, but Slime used the beat to keep them alive.
And now the Titans with an advantage. Oh, but that was a big shatter coming in from Super. Luckily, the extra shield
They're going
was
for
not
the
there on
grab
that
anyway.
side. That's right.
Okay. Chujobin failed the Diva Bomb. The bomb on the point doesn't make sense. He had to wait and use it in the grab since the Titan had used the beat. Here, San Francisco Shock made mistakes to speed up the fight. Sinatra believe it, but this grab is a mistake considering the death of Rascal and Violet, and the beat is still up. Violet is dead, but he could hold the grab and reset the fight because Titans have now no defensive ultimate. Even the positioning of the grab is not optimal. Probably wanting to try moves boop once the grab is finished, but it's 50-50.
Right, because they had the shielding to stay alive. That let Soman Su get in there and do the damage with the Zarya, and it will be the Titans flipping it again.
Yeah, late grab though from the San Francisco Shock. I mean, you look at Sinatra throwing that one down.
Sinatra believed too much.
Up the member of the Titans, but they had too few people. They were a little bit desperate right there. Late sound barrier.
Now let's see.
From Moth as well after a member of the Shock had all.
Let's see what the ultimate both they have. Again, San Francisco Shock have no ultimate, but they have Rarely Close. And the Titans have Grab and Diva Bomb. Grab and Diva Bomb.
Already fallen.
He had that. I mean, it was so close.
It was very close.
It was a matter
Titans
of
hold
milliseconds
close
if he
again.
been able to save Rascal's life in that situation, but you can't be missing those if you're the main support on the team. You got to get those shields in
But
there in time.
repositioning
And now the Titans pretty comfortable right now because
themselves instant.
they do have that Graviton, one of the most key ultimates in Overwatch.
Here. First mistake by Titans. Why Sominso now used the grab? There are no one of his teammates can follow. In this case, considering entry to the point is normally made with the Reinhardt. One on side, for example, right or left, and the rest of the team on the other. Seominso could wait for the San Francisco Shock to get on point so as to force the opposing bubble and look for grab on the back line. So Twilight in this case is 17 percentage could charge his ultimate and have a more chance for win the fight and close the fight. So it was important to slow the fight.
There it is again. They trap Super up against the wall there. Oh, that's going to open up a shatter for Bumper, but he doesn't really land.
Bumper now used the shatter, but Sinatra in front of him used the bubble and protect the rest of the team. Another mistake. More emphasis, too much emphasis to close the fight.
Janu trying to disengage with drop it. There it is again. They trap Super up against the wall there. Oh, that's going to open up a shatter for Bumper, but he doesn't really land any stuns on anyone with.
Here is the mistake that will make the Titans lose the game. Janu decided to use Diva Bomb to zone and split the people, to zone super, split super, but doing so leaves Twilight uncovered. Twilight is at 99% of his ultimate. I think it's 98, 99%. I think it's a communication mistake between Twilight and Janu. Twilight, it's now it's really low. It's really low. And but very good job and game sense from Triobin now.
That one.
Twilight is 1 HP, 99%. Triobin literally throws itself on Twilight and kill him.
Janu trying to disengage with that self-destruct. The boot comes in, but
Violet have the trance now. Super have another shatter again.
no kills. It's going to be Violet jetting his way in there with the
Rascal tried to use Relay to keep alive the people, but
trying to jump onto Rascal, finish him off, and they do. Great pick off by the San Francisco Shock. They're fighting a 6v4 now. Somans who strikes back with a kill onto Super, but it looks like Shock might have what it takes to flip it, and just in time because it's 99% for the Titans. We're into overtime, but Shock flip it around to their side, and now they are over 90% themselves.
It takes time to get these respawns in, so Bumper
the
dying
match.
late is a huge sniper elimination. The Titans are going to have to try and fight this, but they can't even get to the point. The Graviton.
Well,
As I said before, Titans with this aggression, who they have, many time it pays, other time no. They should find the right balance, and then I think they would really be the strongest team ever. I think. Titans have this big problem, in my opinion, and San Francisco Shocks play it really good, in my opinion. Less mistakes in general, and very good match. They take advantage from the Titans' mistakes. So, guys, thank you too much to watching the video. We will see with the next VOD review will be Kings Row, always the Overwatch League Season 2 finals between Vancouver Titans and San Francisco Shock.